Hey everyone, welcome back to another video at Mini Bike Mike's. So in my last video, I tore down a candy gold Honda CT70 K0, and we're going to wind up stripping that down and repainting it, but as you can see, I've not done that yet. Well, the bike that we tore apart, someone had already put a Chinese aftermarket engine in it. The one you see sitting right here. And in that first video where I tore the bike apart, somebody, one of the subscribers, made a comment on, hey, you ought to do a video, see if you can get that engine to run, because I've never kicked this engine over. I know absolutely nothing about it. I paid $500 for the bike, and I'm going to put a newer 125 Lifen in it, so I wasn't concerned about this particular engine. But you know what? We're going to take a few minutes and tinker with it. Since I have not made any progress on the frame as far as paint and so forth, so yeah, let's do it. Let's see if this thing will run at all. So first thing I want to do is get it on a stand so that we can do something with it. So give me a second here, and I'm going to, whatever I did, the bolts, there they are. Get this thing put into a stand, and we will see what it does. We may have to grab another carburetor, depending on how this one acts. And I'm not going to worry about putting the bolts in there. It's not going to go anywhere. Let's see. I need to get the chain off of it. I want to make sure you guys are still looking in the picture. Let's raise you up a little bit. Maybe zoom you in a little bit too. Let's take this. Get rid of this thing. We're not going to be shifting it. I don't know if this is going to be the type that has a flywheel or if it's the stator cover is part of the coil. It's not good, so we can completely get rid of this. On some engines, the stator cover actually houses the coils and this flywheel kind of spins inside it, where this one, it's all on the inside here. So we're good. All right, let's get rid of this. That's the reason we took it all off. Okay, so we've got a mess of wiring. This is, and in the last video, I just cut it all apart. I just cut it loose. So let's see what we've got here. My goodness, what a mess. We only really need 3 wires. There's a black and a red one. A lot of times this one's blue and white. And then you need a ground wire. All right, these other yellow wires are just, they're lighting, for the lighting coil. And obviously we're not trying to hook lights up to it, so we don't need those. Give me just a second. Kind of prepare a couple of these wires. Yeah, those all look good enough. We'll go with that. And what I'm going to use is I've got a bag here. I buy these kits off of Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description. And it basically is a kit that allows one of these engines to run with no lights or anything. So it comes with a very simple harness. It comes with the CDI, which just plugs right into the harness. It comes with a kill switch, and the harness has two different connectors for a kill switch, so you got to match up which one you have. Looks like we have this one, so we can plug that in. All right, there are a black and gold and a green wire that your 12-volt coil plug into, and you just match the colors, black and gold to black and gold and green to green. And the only wires left are the 3 wires that need to go to the engine. Since these have been snipped, I got some, I prepared some little short ends to be able to put on these. Let's see. This looks like the blue and white one. Now I did not make any attempt for the colors to match. I just grabbed random wires, so I apologize on that. We're going to use the wire nuts that they had just so we don't have any exposed wires. And it looks, that just makes it look so much legit when you got, wire nuts on it. And one more here, bear with me. Need a ground. Okay. So now we can take the 3 wires from our little harness it's given us here. The black and red, I hooked this pink one to it, so we'll plug that. Kind of tight. All right, the blue and white, I hooked this baby blue one to it. And then the green ground is right here. I hooked the green one to that. So there's all our wiring. This kit even comes with a spark plug. Let's see, so we want to make the switch. I believe you press the on, that should be on. I'll plug the I think we're good there. I need to get a socket. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can just kick it over. She's got... Maybe I should have kicked it over before we ever tried any of this. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to let's get a socket and take the plug out of it so we've got... Don't have so much compression. Okay. Now, yeah, it's kind of faint, but I'm seeing some spark. Let's try the plug they had in it. Let's see what that does. It's kind of weak spark. It's not real good. And we'll go with the new plug. What the heck are they? Yeah, they're pretty similar. Okay, put that in there. We need to hook our plug wire up. There we go. All right, I want to get a socket that fits that, so we can turn it over with a drill. There we go. Make sure my drill's got enough battery to it to do it. No, I was worried about that. I'm going to shut you off for a second and go get another battery for this. I'm not super hopeful with as weak a spark as this thing had. See if this is any better. That's better. All right, so I put the cap and I put the guts of the carburetor on a throttle cable. Well, come on. So we got that on there. Bring up a stand. Let's hook a fuel line to that carburetor. Turn on some fuel. All right, we'll see if it leaks all over the place. Give that a second to let the bowl fill up. All right. Maybe try and get some of the wires away from, you know what? Right here where the wires go into, that doesn't look super good. Oh boy. We've got some damaged wires here. I just noticed. That might be part of our problem. Hoping they're not touching or anything. Yeah. Well, daggone it. Hang on just a second. All right, sorry for the interruption. Let's give this a whirl, see if we get any kind of, turn the choke on. Well, I think it will run. Kill switch works. There you go. It needs, obviously the carburetor needs to be torn apart or put a different carburetor on it. But it seems to run. I think, you know, this engine could be used down the road for something if we needed to be. But I don't remember who asked, what subscriber asked to see, hey, let's see if that engine will run. But there you go. Yes, it does. So keep an eye out. You may see it in another project down the road. Everybody, thanks for following along, and we'll see you on the next video. Well, I couldn't leave well enough alone. I've bolted on a different carburetor, and I'll put a link in the description. This is a carburetor that I get there again off of Amazon. You get a pod filter, a fuel filter, the intake, the carb. And I've had decent luck with these. Let's turn that on, let that fill up. Give that a second. And we're gonna see if it runs any better on a different carburetor. That ought to be enough. We're gonna go no choke. Oh, you know what? I never turned the kill switch back on. Duh. It ain't gonna start till I turn that on. Forgot that I used it to kill the engine. Oh, I turned the idle down probably too much. One more time, then we'll stop. I should have left the carburetor alone. Now we're done. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.